Hello everybody, and thank you for coming back and welcome to this new chapter of trying to get something to fly. This time with the Lidl Glider. So let's see how it goes. I'm in the same place as with the Piper. That one taxied okay, this one might do some taxi, and I'm kind of hoping that it actually does fly because I didn't build it, I just adapted it. So let's see. I do remember that the center of gravity is a little bit forward, I think, so I'm going to try to push all the electronics as far back as I can. And I do have a little bit of up elevator trim, so I'm hoping that that compensates it. So let's see, it's going to be some attempts, and we'll see how it goes. So, as usual, I don't know how much of that I got on camera. Let's see what I find out later. But what I did notice with that first flight, it did take off. It took a bit of energy to start up to move, but then it did take off and it pitched up. So my estimate of the forward center of gravity might be wrong. And then also when crash landing, I don't know if you can see it, but it hit on the motor and the propeller came off. So I'm hoping that it's just that I need to tighten up the screws of the prop saver and hopefully give it another try. So let's see how that goes. So as usual, I don't know how much I got on camera. I do have the head cam on, but I'm not sure how much will have been on that. Sad part is that the prop saver did not save the prop. I propped it in, but the landing wasn't too bad, at least for my standards. And the good thing is that it did fly. I had to push constantly on the elevator down, so it still tends to go up on its own accord. Also then putting on a little bit less power, then it did somehow stabilize. So quite, I would say, relatively stable flyer if I can control it. Sluggish in reaction, that's probably because the ailerons are on the inside of the wing, not on the outside. But it does fly, so I would say a success overall in the technology that made it, and it somehow is moving. So I do have another propeller, and I'm not sure if I'm going to try to do it. Should I use it already right away and maybe destroy it? Maybe yes. Let's go and check it out. So I've changed the prop. I've put in the other battery, the one that's a little bit bigger, so it might help with the center of gravity thing, the stability. One of the screws on the prop savers is slightly crooked. I don't know if it's from the last landing or from the first one, probably from the first one, that was more violent. And I also noticed that the landing gear is now pointing backwards. It's not supposed to do that, but it's still high enough to hold out. So that landing might have been smooth for my standards, but probably not smooth enough for the plane. So I've moved down a little bit down the road because I would like to attempt maybe a landing on the concrete, on the asphalt, which I'm not sure if it's a good idea, but let's see if I can get it up in the air again. So that was a kind of in extremis landing, but not too bad. I'll go and see what the damage is. It does fly, of course, with a lot of power it climbs constantly, so I have to push down on the elevator. Then a bit less power, then it does keep the stability. So it's also a bit of a learning experience. And I think that landing gear is sitting down almost already. I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that in place. So I'm going to give it one more try. Total it's like 5-6 minutes maybe, not even that, of engine time with both batteries, but it does feel quite stressing to be up in the air. So giving it one more attempt, and then maybe wrapping up. But a success so far, so I can't complain. I hope it survives for another day. That didn't go too good. Somehow turn the right, so I have to put left rudder. A bit counterintuitive. And let's try it again. So that is probably the end of the flying experience for today, because I've seen a piece of propeller. That's the second 2 out of 2 propellers killed, so it might take a while until I order new ones. You see, like, again, I don't know if I got it on camera, but it did take off quite shallowly. That was okay, but I didn't keep center line, so I hit this small wall. The propeller came off, or broke off, one of the blades, and then it tipped over and landed there on its back. And it started to beep, and I think it might have disconnected itself. Let's see. I know it's still connected. The rudder is working, but yeah, it made some complaint sound. So in any case, I'm going to take it apart, or pick it up, take the battery out, wrap it all up. You see, there's a bit of damage actually to the propeller and the whole assembly there. And overall, I would still declare it a success. As always, thank you everybody for watching, for following along in your comments, and I'll see you next time.